Hello, hello, everybody. It is Deborah Kagan, your Mojo Recovery Specialist, and I am here for your Mojo Moment of the Day. We are on number 13, and this is the new once a day, every day for 365, coming at you live to offer you bit of thought, bit of tips, maybe inspiration, something to keep your mojo rocking, to keep you in the mojo flow. That is my intention, and I do support women in reclaiming their confidence, feeling amazing in your skin, and living a turned on life. And again, thank you all to those of you who are tuning in live, for those of you who have been watching the replays. If you are here for either of those, thank you so much. It's great to have you here. And yeah, and I'm really excited to be doing this. You know, it definitely is working a new neuro pathway, at least in my experience, because I have not done lives on a consistent basis ever. And so I really appreciate that we can be here in this virtual community and to share this space and time together, and to hopefully this is making the world a more mojolicious place. That is what I'm up to. So thank you for hopping on the Mojo train and being a part of it. And I was thinking about today this, what I wrote about here in the title, which is I'm thinking about where we shrink, right? Those moments of shrinking, of playing small, of really not allowing your gift to be experienced by others in the world. And most importantly, first, to yourselves. And I would love to know, like, where you actually shrink. I know for a long time for me, one place for sure was just around family, right? It was like, okay, I'm just going to be quiet. Not going to like shine here. I'm going to shrink myself up, keep myself small, and that way there'll be less waves, right? So I know for years that was something that I did personally in one of the areas that I would let myself shrink. And it's interesting because there seems to be, we'll all have reasons. We'll have our rationale, the becauses of why we allow ourselves to shrink. And it could have been something that happened when you were, it could have been something when you were younger, usually something that happened between 0 and 8, 9, and then that gets repeated in your own energy pattern, in your neural pathways. And so if you get into any situation that feels or smells or tastes a little similar to the initial one where you learned to play smaller and shrink, then that gets repeated in your adult life. And it's, yes, and it's true. You can, it depends on, the communities you're around, and it could be around, other experts in your field, right? Like you're saying, Barry. And, again, it could be around your family. It could be around, colleagues. It could be around your friends. Honestly, check in. Where do you end up shrinking? And there's a movie that I have been talking about. It's out, it's a popular movie right now. It's called Bohemian Rhapsody. And it's about the band, it's about Freddie Mercury and the band Queen. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's, I think, fantastic. And the thing I remember, I've seen it twice in the theater now, and I'm actually going to see it a third time in the next couple of weeks, because I was so moved by the movie. But the thing that was most inspiring was how incredibly committed Freddie Mercury was. And I don't know a lot about his life. So if there are huge fans that are watching this, feel free to educate me. However, it seems like he was so committed to who he was and his self-expression of the way he wanted to dress, the way he wanted to create music, how he wanted to be in the world. And, whether that was to his detriment or not, I mean, that's a whole other debate. But the fact of the matter is he never settled in terms of his self-expression. And there's a power and there's a grace and there's a gift that is given when you are truly, truly being yourself. Like nothing, hot hidden, no pretenses. It's about that gift that is just you unabashedly being you in life. And every single one of us are so fantastically unique. And when you get to share your uniqueness in the way that only you can be, now we've got some mojo, right? Now we're like, cooking with steam here, got some gas in the tank. And so seeing this movie, which of course was, like I said, I think it was a great movie, Bohemian Rhapsody, and getting a glimpse into the life of Freddie Mercury was awe-inspiring to me, and I watched, the women that I work with, I watched them over time just shed the layers of shrinkage and of holding themselves back, and of being concerned about letting themselves be free and self-expressed, and then truly stepping into it, and then watching what happens for themselves, which instantly confidence is increased. But then what happens in terms of their partnerships, in their marriages and their homes, and at work, and with their children, and with their friends. And sometimes are you going to end up having some friends drop off? That's okay. Because guess what? People are here for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And there'll be a small group of those that'll be there, for all of those, all three. But that's a smaller grouping. And there is nothing that can surpass the reward of really being self-expressed. It's one of those things that's difficult to put in words, and yet I hope that you are getting the transmission today, because the level of self-expression that you can gift first yourself and then to the rest of the world, there's nothing like it. And comment, please let me know here, because I believe that you know what I'm talking about. And I believe that when you are around people who are so just unabashedly themselves, it's like there's something that frees up within you just by being around somebody who's self-expressed. And I'm not talking about someone who's like attempting to get attention. It's the people who are just genuinely comfortable in their skin. They are who they are. It's like that great line in Jerry Maguire that Cuba Gooding Jr. says, I think it's in the locker room scene, where he's like, "These are the ABCs of me, baby," right? So when you can be that person who's just like, "Hey, these are the ABCs of me, baby," everybody wins. Everybody wins. And today, I wanted to remind you and invite you to strip off the layers that are holding you back from being more self-expressed, because it's a process, and really look into, where do you shrink? Who do you shrink around, right? Are there people, what people and what situations do you find yourself shrinking? So think about it, consider it, chew on it, and then let me know. Comment below, tag me. Thank you for joining in. It's great to see all of you here live. And for those of you catching the replay, comment. And if this has been helpful to you and you think it might help somebody else, go ahead and share the post. Tag some friends in the comments below. Let them know that this is the place to be to rock your mojo. All right, everybody. It's Deborah Kagan, your Mojo Recovery Specialist. And this was your Mojo Moment for the day. All right. Bye for now.